priests with a good theological education and formation. A priest that doesn't have theology is like an orange without water. Uyalifunquza la orange aphuma imanzi. Uthi xa ulijongile lihle ngaphandle. Xa liphuma loo nto iphumayo kusuke kuphume ipete.
U-2018 bathi abantwana kwenza holy noise.
The truth is, every institution is respected or disrespected by the quality of leaders it breeds. 3. To produce quality Ethiopians, people who are well versed in the holy word. Nilithande ilizwi likaThixo, niliphile ilizwi likaThixo, nikholelwe elizweni likaThixo. 4. To improve the stipends of clergy. Jabulela ku-Executive Council. You have tried your best kumaxesha anzima. Ii-stipends ze-clergy zethu ayikabi yi-2-figure stipend. And it's even too far for it to become a 2-figure stipend. Kunzima. I want to see stipends zabefundisi improve nobomi babo. And also I want them to have medical aid. Akubuhlungu nje xa begulele ekhaya. Ndike ndahambela abanye. Ndafika omnye elele phantsi floored without help. Then I ask myself, where is our dignity as the institution and as the church? I know that collectively this synod can do something. Actually, I have done something in 2020 to invite a company from Joburg. They flew to Makanda, they presented there. But unfortunately, there was no follow-up in that matter. How I wish I can go to my grave seeing that other friends took up in medical aid. It is my wish that we establish a trust for education and development. That is why I have invited NIAS. They are going to help us in terms of going forward with these things. To advance the mission of our founding fathers, Yogusa Ethiopia kwakhangela ngozwana. We always speak, amanyanga azawudaqumbe madopia. We always speak basiya kwakhangela ngozwana. And yet, kwa i-diocese zethu azikhuli. How can you go ngapha kwakhangela ngozwana? KoomaZimbabwe, Lesotho, Swaziland. And yet soyiswa into yobana apha e-referee benerhamente. We are not realistic to ourselves. Actually, we are not speaking truth to our hearts. I want to see dioceses cool, everybody getting involved with Vangelo. Even before we think about going out of the country, vala igap. Into bana mayivaleke igap phakathi apha ne-George. Mabebe izithile phaya. Mabebe izithile kwelaa cala laseKaro. Mabego is still all over the country in KwaZulu-Natal. We must close the gap. I want to see properly maintained church buildings. And if we are not realistic about that, abantwana bethu baza kusishiya. Sebeqalile abanye abantu. Because sigalela kwipokothi evuzayo. Hayi bo, nihamba nge-Mercedes Benz neejagwa neentoni. Hayi bo, abantu abanazintloni xa ecaleni kwetyotyombe. Sanohlazisa ezaa khampani. I want us to resuscitate the vision of our predecessors, that of opening a theological center for continual education for clergy. Because sithetha ngazo sishiye etafuleni, and yet we do ordain people. Now and again, ordain abantu. And I don't fault those people. Sithatha abantu ezitulweni, sibenze leaders. The church is the only organization ezawuthatha abantu kuthiwa bokhokelo. Wake wayibona phi itishara ekuthiwa zange uye training college kuthiwe ngoma yofunda iclass aboteach grade 10. How do you expect into yobana phana izawuveza abantwana that are well groomed and founded? So Matopia must be realistic. Noba incinci, let us start. Let us start something. Abefundisi bethu masibaqeqeshe. Oh, how ndiyanicela Bishop nabo bonke abantu. To devise a strategy to retain the youth. We don't have a youth ministry. Yeah, I'm telling an association. Imanyani khona. But we don't have a youth ministry to go to youth across the board. Kuthiwe ngoku naba abantu abatsha. Abantu abatsha bane problems zabo ze-sexuality. How do we begin as a church to teach abantu abatsha the question of sex? The question of same-sex relationships. Zonke ezazinto kufuneka icawa sibe nelizwi into yobana sibafundisa ntoni, and we need to have a youth desk, not association. Ekuzawuthi kudityaniswe bonke abantu abasha kuthiwe nansi imfundiso yale cawa ngemicimbi ethile. Matofia, as David Gagan so eloquently puts it in his book entitled Witness to Power, I quote, "Leadership invites responsibility," unquote. As previously said, the 10 points are tools by which to assess, measure my episcopacy during my tenure of office. A number of them to speak to or talk to imingcelo. In our document, Vision 2022 siyaphambili. Matopia, in this, my very first note, I humbly invite each one of you to imagine and build together with me the EEC. Ndicela into yobana nindivumele ndakhe kunye nani ubutopia bubheke phambili. Ndicela nindivumele. Ayihambiso. Sanukumendleleni yam. I humbly asking you. Andenzeli mna ndenzela nina. Nabantwana benu. So what is some punisher? Because punishing me, you are punishing this church and you are pendula. Who's fair? We want to live for the next generations, the generations who are leading for Vision 22 siyaphambili. The lifespan of a vision is a period of 5 years. You can't have a vision for 20 years. That's no longer a vision, that's a dream. The 5th year, when a vision has been intentionally and systematically led, becomes the year of assessing the vision, as the prime purpose of launching a vision is to instill a new culture in an institution. The expectation is for that new culture in the 5th year to be institutionalized in each sphere of the institution. Funesikhangele into yobana ngoku siyiplantile iveze iziqhamo ayiveli kakuphi kakutheni. Since we are now in the 5th year of Vision 2022 siyaphambili, it is therefore befitting for this synod to wrestle with the following questions. 1. Is the new culture which Vision siyaphambili intended to instill, institutionalize in the EEC? Siyifakile na yonke le vision yayofika pha ezithilini. Izithili ziyayazi na okubana iyintoni. Because obana ngabayaziwa ndim kunye nawe abantu bengayazi, that vision is the same as that. Ayikho. ayizophila kufuneka iqale phaa ezantsi. Have we outgrown our vision siyaphambili, or there are areas we still need to work on? Sidlulile senba simsebenzile uvision 2022 ngoku yonke la mingcilo yoyi5 siyayiunderstanda, siyaqonda into yobana silibambile uvangelo, sayibamba imfundiso, sayibamba umcimbi wemali yokweza abafundi, indawo zethu zonqulo zisemgangathweni, nonqulo lwethu lunqulo that we are proud of. Kufuneka sizibuze lo mibuzo. Matopia, the theme esayicela utata uPityana, izani sakhe uthi Jeremiah, let us build together the utopia that we want and live for our next generation. Sabashela ntoni abantwana bethu xa siyolala kabandayo? Our liturgy. The liturgy of the EEC, unqulo lwethu, is a full expression of African culture to our response to the love of God the Father as revealed on the cross in the person of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. This is called worship. With it, as in the words of the late Bishop Dwane, African people offer their special gift to Christ, the King. Nathi as African people sizisa ezethu izinto, bathi abanye abantu abangamakholwa bathi chi kanti injena lento singasuki apha kusukuza umuntu waseGerman afika unqulo lwamaJamani lukwalapha eAfrika. Ayikho right lo nto. Akukho inxulumalwano unqulo olunye. In Southern Africa, many black people are fond of our prayer book. This prayer book is special. But my concern, and for some of them, and for some of us, our people are not yet equipped to advocate a prayer book yethu with confidence. Uyibona le nto apha emingcwabeni, xa kuthiwa camaku, sidibene nabanye abantu bethu. Khuphani uloyiko! Sisithobo senu esi esingekhoyo kwamanye amabandla. Bafundiseni abantwana. Xa kuthiwa camaku kuthatha ukuthini? Kufuneka siqine thina abantu bakowethu. Singaleqi ku-alleluya. Mkhalela umntwana ba alleluya uthi amen. Kwenye language. Kodwa apha esiXhoseni sisakuthi camagu. Into ethetha ukuthi makube njalo. So kufuneka kufundisiwe ngeprayer book yethu unqulo lwethu. Sibe nebhongo ngalo. And own it. For a culture requires an institution for its tradition and language to advance. The culture in language, the EEC is a structure for the advancement of African cultures and languages. Don't become proud. See that you have a problem. Good morning, man. Good afternoon, Dad. Good afternoon, Mom. How are you? Because we have 11 official languages. But management of EEC finances. History is our best teacher. With the painful experience of 1991, the late Bishop Dwane, having learned hard from it, advocated for the leader of the EEC to be a signatory of all bank accounts of EEC. I am still waiting, ndisalindile, for the relevant structures to ensure that I become the signatory to all EEC bank accounts. Ikawi ngalahleka ndikhona. Uba elekawi ngaqhekeka, I cannot protect it because andisayini kwincwadi zemali. So ke ngoku ndikunopopi nje webishop. Ba-right aba batshoyo. Andibagxeki, they are corrupt. Imanyano, not a single one. The finance committee at national level, not a single one. So ndihleli payekini. Uba banothi siyahamba namhlanje bazawuhamba nayo yonke imali. Abashumayeli. If we are committed to the commission of Christ as entailed in Matthew 28, verse 16 to 20, we are obligated to breed a multitude of lay preachers who are properly trained for preaching. Sifuna abashumayeli. But abashumayeli kufuneka sibapheke ukwenzela into yobana xa mephambi kwabantu abantu bangashumayeli ubuso babantu kodwa abantu bashumayeli ivangeli. Sicela abashumayeli yini bantwana basekhaya, because ecawa engenabashumayeli ifana namavili emoto ahlileyo. Ungahamba ngeBenz okanye ngantoni kodwa amavili ayo apapa ayizohamba la moto. Cela abashumayeli. In the Diocese of James Matatuane, we have already started leading by example on the empowerment and development of lay preachers. I invite the Synod to deliberate on the intentionality to breed a mass movement of lay preachers for the EEC in the form of Imanyanos, our relationship with other Ethiopians. Following in the footsteps of our predecessors, we continue working on our relationship with all Ethiopians who are offsprings of the Ethiopian movement of Mangena Mukone. That is why you see Bishop Munkis Lapa, Engelbile. That is why you see as Archdeacons Zilapa. Sifuna abantwana baseTopia bahlale phansi kophahloli. We have recently engaged with Bishop Tembekile Mafu and Bishop Solom Zimenkis. We have agreed on the following. 1, to robe and receive Holy Communion when visiting each other. 2, not to share the altar at this stage for doctrinal reasons. Asizukushesha ke altar ukuthi asizofika phaya sikhumbe. I can go okanye mina ngimfundise okanye ibishop ayoshumayela kodwa akazoqhuba nkonzo. De lo mcimbi we-doctrine imfundiso yethu ngesakramente siyibeke out. You are still talking. 3, not we are hoping that we will sign a memorandum of understanding sooner or later. Kasigqibile ukuthetha nawo onke la matopia, and then nala amatopia Ethiopian Church of Southern Africa nayo yesibini ekhokelwa nguBishop yes sawuthetha notata uLupwana sathetha esibini. Living out our faith, we are first citizens before we become Christians. The truth is, we live out our Christian faith with a context, not in a vacuum. As J.J. Krishna in his book entitled, You Will Be My Witnesses, Stanley warned us, I quote, an inward-looking church cannot be an agent of good mission. It's our reflect izinto zasekuhlaleni, unquote. With a multitude of challenges facing us in South African context, I wish to bring to our attention the following concerns. 1. Initiation schools. Ezindawo zolwaluko. We open the synod when our sons are undergoing transition from boyhood to manhood. Every year, the statistics of our young men losing their lives in the bush is alarming. As we converge as disciples of Jesus Christ, we must discern on how best to be incarnated in initiation schools. Kukho abantwana boluswayo bonzakala. Abana future yobana bangaba nabantwana. Bayathi. Ngubani umuntu owaziyo? Benza ntoni phi? Urhulumente uke wabalandelela. Ethiopia ke ngokufuneka ibe nelizwi kulo mcimbi. On crime, crime in South Africa is out of control. The Minister of Police, Mr. Bekitele, has just released statistics on crime. The statistics paint a gloomy picture. Our synod must come up with a motion to be sent to the Minister of Police. Which one is a crime in Masapa? Sikhela basinamakhala. Asazi noba izinto zethu aziqhaqha zona. Nemoto zethu azibuyo. Nokubulawa kwabantu. Gender-based violence. The other scourge that we have to look at and do something about it is gender-based violence, GBV. It must also be condemned at all costs, and people found doing it within our church must be immediately excommunicated. Mandithi, abantu noba ngumama
obetha umfazi
obetha utata bake bakhosa betha nathi singotata noba ngotata ababetha umama sayazi loo nto leyo elo tyala elo malingaqoqwa makachithwe umntu owenza loo nto.
mandatory
Fighting GBV
mandatory
must be a daily commitment. We must cease waiting for 16 days of activism. Izawuphela ngoDisemba namhlanje iyaphela la gender-based violence. Masichwaka ke ngoku emveni koko. We must fight it daily, gender-based violence. Actually, kumele uba siyithathelele ezikolweni nesynod ethi ku-AG uminister fakane into engemfundiso ye-gender-based violence ukusuka phaa ekrishi bakhule nayo befundiswa ezikolweni kwi-Sunday school yethu. It must be relevant. Ibe khona kwi-teaching yethu yecawa. It's for Synod to decide. Shootings. We are also concerned about mass shootings happening in our townships. Shootings in taverns now are taking place in our streets. We must also condemn this new subculture that is emerging and commend the police for their speedy arrest. Sibhlungu kule nto esivayo kubantu baseTinarha abadutshulwa ezitratweni. Sibhlungu kwinto esivayo kubantu bakoMakapa, Gauteng, Pretoria. Sinani bazalwane asazi ba izawufika nini kwezethu city. In actual fact phaa ekhaya ndiduthulele unyana womkhulu wam wabhubha. Nenkosikazi yasekhaya yaduthula 5 bullets kodwa yasila. The synod sithini ngezinto zezi-illegal firearms. The Phalaphala saga. Ours as the church is to stand for truth and justice all the time. It is so unfortunate that the South African Council of Churches is being perceived to be siding with the powerful. Moving forward, as the Archbishop, I will ensure that your bishops constantly discern the signs of time and speak prophetically. We are lacking in terms of prophetical message. Akufuneka ngasithatha amacala siyicawa of Jesus Christ. Ethical leadership. It is crystal clear that South Africa in general is devoid of ethical leaders. Ethics, put simply, is about knowing the distinction between what is wrong and what is right. It is about knowing that that is wrong. It is about knowing that to lie is wrong, to steal is wrong, to bribe is wrong, to murder is wrong, and so on and so on and so on. So we have to be ethical in our approach. In order for us to comment with humility on this subject, we must listen to the words of Steve Biko from his book entitled, I Write What I Like. Steve Biko says, I quote, "The church reflects the society," unquote. Ngamanye amazwi, ityalike lena kufuneka ibe sisiphili sabahlali. Utsho Steve Biko. And in this church, actually, we need to honor Steve Biko at some point in time. The black consciousness. You black people, even if you are black, you are beautiful. Don't try to be white. Let the white people be white, but you must remain black. However, open your mind so that your mind doesn't remain black. It gets enlightened with the light of Christ. Steve Biko, go and read that book. Ethical. For the Church of Jesus Christ, the appropriate biblical test to assist us in our endeavor to make our honest and sincere contribution on ethical leadership is Matthew 7:3-4. I quote, "Why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the log in your own eye? How dare you to say your brother, please make me take the speck out of your eye, when you have a log in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will be able to see clearly to take the speck out of your own brother's eye." Unquote. So shumayela corruption, knowing that you are also corrupt. Knowing that you are living a lifeful life. South Africa has a deficit of ethical leaders. This is glaring in all sectors of life. This ought to be a prayer item for the church. In conclusion, Matobia, in this church, under the theme, Izani Sake, I have tabled before you the following. 1. My appreciations to all those who have made huge sacrifices for the extension of God's kingdom. 2. The focal areas by which to continually assess my episcopacy. 3. My concerns for South Africa. 4. Areas in the EEC that require a paradigm shift as defined by Joel Baker in his book entitled Paradigms. Baker defines a paradigm shift as follows, I quote, "A change to a set of new rules for a new game," unquote. Yolonto Matopiya kule synod yami yokuqala disenza isimemo ngamazwi akuNehemiya chapter 2 verse 17. Athi ngoko ke izani sivuse indonga zeJerusalem ukuze siphume ehlazweni, unquote. Dithandazile ekokubana iphendule njengamaYuda kuNehemiya chapter 2 verse 18. Aphendula athi wona, I quote, "Masiqalise ukwakha." Enkosi dibamba ngazo zosibini, makube camagu kubele, mabudede ubumnyama kuvela ukhanya, mawashukuma amathambo ezihlwele, amathambo omukone, amathambo bawo James Mathatwane, uBishop oqala uSigqibo, uBishop oqala uKhaya, nazo zonke izihlwele abantu basekhaya, abantu abadala abahlangana ngo1923, bahlangana kaloku eQhibirha, bavuma phana ingoma, bebiza umoya oyingcwele, besithi yihla moya oyingcwele. Sazilapha into zoJeorgina Dule, belapha bomama abanamabele amade, ababenqanqisa kaloku, elibele ngathi liyashwama ngoku, kumele into yobana sisondele, sivuseleleke ngokutsha, ukuze matopi yasekhaya, lamasi sawaselayo, siphinde sibuyele kuwo, sizofumana impilo. Abantwana ekhaya, siphume izifo ekhaya, abantu abasebenzisa ubumnyama baphumele ngaphandle ekhaya, kudethe ubumnyama kuvela ingene ilight ekhaya, baphile abantwana bekhaya, baqhuma abantwana bekhaya, ingombozone ukususela eKapa uyotshe eCairo, sonyathela abantwana besekhaya, noba sinyathelanga thina ngokwethu, kodwa sibe nethemba elisemqolo, ngabana bakhona abasilandelayo. Hambani ke ngoko lelo lizwe lele, izifele zakamawenu, ningoyiki ngazo, nimise ngazo njengomkhonto esiza kuwunika laa nkokheli yamaDatshi, nani nibe nomkhonto welizwi lakamoya, maliliphilise ilizwi nakule Synod, mabudede ubumnyama, sithathe ngezelwinye, senze izinto ngelizwi elinye, azogunda umtyholi, kubonakale into yobana we are the soldiers of Jesus. Izifeke zokuhlasela, Ephesians chapter 6, lezihlwele zokudefenda. Izani ke bantwana basekhaya, bekani bunkala izinto ezidlulileyo, lixesha lokubana siqale phansi, omnye makathi uxolo ko, silakhe ibandla ngoxolo, kungabikho zinzondo, kungabikho amavelaphi, sizoxoxa apha, sibabizile odwane, bakhona phakathi kwethu, bahleli bayaphila, mabagoduke abantwana baseTopini, uyani madoda. I want to end by acknowledging the following people for the enormous contribution that they have made in various ways. I think Bishop Yokal, I think in the church, I'm busy about the Thailand way. I belong at the Umanda K Foundation. That I want to speak about this and that and that. This church is inclusive. Father Zwelidumile Tom for editing this church and printing it. Fune priest kwenzela uba angahambe ethetha ngayo. Dr. Zandisile Dweba for contributing it to it. Mr. Zmisele Sam, Mr. Mzwandile Nosilela, Mrs. Fezeka Ngesi, sweet akekho nobaba. Rev Canon Mbuzeli Metu, Mr. Pakamile Dweba, Miss Nombulelo Mtanda, Mrs. Zikona Lay, please pray for her, writing. And Mr. Abongile Kabela. Abanye ke bahambi nalapha eTopia, but we are crossing the boundaries. Kaloku ungumTopi umuntu nokusechurch. Amen. Lo ungumTopi andikwekile ngapha. Enkosi kakhulu nakuni ke ndithi ke ngoku kuni maze nethole. Nonwabe, unyamezele. noba udlanga ukutya kuzaba khona abantu asidelanga uzotya sizelanga uzolala sizela ukwakha omnye uzawuphatha idala omnye aphathe amanzi omnye aphathe ifofozo omnye akhwele phaa phezulu ningalwi andiyithandi mfazwe ndingumntu onentliziyo ekrazuka msinyane ninganinqanda nithethe kakuhle siyanithanda sikleji goodbye